Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your April monthly predictions reading. This reading is intended for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Risings, or those who have strong Sagittarius placements in their astrological natal chart. If you are here checking up on a Sagittarius that you like, or someone who you're just curious about, you are welcome to cross-watch. I have no issues with cross-watching. I personally love to do it myself. I just need you to know, if you're a cross-watcher, that I'm a very honest reader. So if you hear or see something that you don't like about your Sagittarius, you have been warned. Now, this reading is a general predictions reading. We will be looking at the month of April specifically. I'm going to start your reading by getting an oracle card which will tell us the main theme that you can expect to experience in the month of April. Excuse me. And then we're going to get more information, very specific details, breaking the month down with tarot week by week. We're going to close your reading with advice after that. So let's get into it. It's going to be juicy, a lot of information to come. So if you need to get a notebook, you want to take some notes on your phone, I recommend you do that now. Get it all ready as I shuffle your theme. So what is happening for Sagittarius in the month of April, please, Spirit? I feel like this month is significant for fire signs. I just can't figure out how and why, because it's showing up very different in all of the fire signs so far. For you, we're being shown the Magician and the Mirror, which is also the number 53. So, as a main theme, I feel like you've got a lot to look forward to, but it just depends on what you choose to do with the information you have. So I feel like you've got some opportunities coming your way here, Sag. The Magician and the Mirror is almost about how you see yourself, how you see your success. In this case, it feels like you're kind of being faced with two, I don't even think it's two, I think it's more than two directions. I think that you're juggling something here. You've got a few different things that you could pursue in terms of success and opportunity, but I feel like it's about what you choose here. And to be fair, I don't think you need to focus on any one thing. I just think you need to be careful with how you balance your life in the month of April. You might be taking on quite a lot. I feel like you're going to be juggling quite a few projects or some side hustles or some social life stuff in order to account for the things that you have to do as well, like your priorities, the things that you need to do in order to survive. I believe with the Magician here, you are setting yourself up for success. You're doing this well, might I add. Like Sagittarius, it's going to be a pretty good month in terms of it's a matter of what you want to do. You can do a lot in the month of April. You can pull off a busy month or a very sort of high energy month. But it has to do with how you choose to do this. And at the end of the day, if you're exhausted, if you feel like you're taking on too much, then you only have yourself to blame. With the Mirror here, there's a lot of focus on how you see yourself and what you want for yourself in the month of April. I do believe it's about balance and understanding that what goes around comes around. What you feed energy into is what will grow. So I do think that you're going to have to keep that in mind, but I also believe that you are more than capable of juggling multiple things here. So let me get your cards out and we'll break down the month ahead to see how that theme applies to the month of April and the individual weeks. So Spirit, we got to shuffle this again apparently before I start pulling cards. Can I please have a look at Sagittarius's first week of April? What is happening for Sagittarius in that first week of April? They want to show us the Fool. The Fool was also one of the cards that nearly came out with the universe, so the world, excuse me. So I feel like we're at something's ending, something's beginning here. What's going on? We're going to have to clarify that. Let's have a look at the second week of April for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. We'll get all your cards out and then I'll start clarifying and reading. What is going on in that second week? We have the Queen of Cups reverse. You might be dealing with a water sign here in your second week of Sagittarius, a very significant water sign. What is going on in that third week? We have the Nine of Swords. Excuse my hectic, frantic shuffling. I don't know where that energy is coming from. What about that 4th week of April, please, Spirit? That 4th week of April for Sagittarius. Yeah, I do think you're going to be a bit frazzled in the month of April. I'm getting like a bit of an anxiousness in my energy. We have the Star in that 4th week. You might be taking on too much, sweetheart. I think you're trying to impress somebody, or you're trying to do something for someone that you care about. And it's really important to you that you are successful and that you can live up to that expectation, or that you can do everything that you need to do. But I also believe that unfortunately time is working against you. Some of these things just take time. It's as simple as that. And you reap what you sow with the 7 of Pentacles reversed. So if you neglect an important area of your life by pursuing something foolish, then you are going to pay the consequences. That's just a bit of a foreshadowing warning there. So you don't have to go down that path. It's always good to have that information beforehand. Now let's have a look at this Fool card, shall we? 1st week of April for Sagittarius. Look at me, I'm shaking. My coffee was like an hour ago, 2 hours ago actually, and I'm shaking like I just had a fresh hit of caffeine in my bloodstream. I believe that 1st week of April, something is going on in your life that has to do with transitions. And for some reason, something isn't smooth. We need to kind of move from one ending, from one chapter into a new chapter, but it's not smooth. We're very nervous. We're questioning whether this is foolish. And I do believe that we may be taking this leap of faith or this risk prematurely. I do believe with that Fool coming out reversed and the Universe or the World card showing itself reversed, that there is an old cycle from a previous chapter in our life that we have not properly addressed or properly closed. We haven't really made this the smoothest transition possible, but at the same time, this new opportunity is in front of us now. So what is going on here with the Fool card for Sagittarius spirit? What's happening in that 1st week of April? April. What's going on here for Sagittarius? I'm a bit worried about y'all. What's happening here? Hello. Okay, 3 of Wands reversed. So it's not that we're doing it prematurely. It's almost like we don't know where we're going to. We're jumping from the frying pan into an abyss. Like, where are we going to next? The 1st week of April, there's questions over where this path is leading. What does the future look like? What are we focusing on here? It's almost like we're directionless. That's what it feels like. We're putting a lot of energy or planning into something that has no outcome, that has no purpose. Excuse me, where the heck did that come from? Okay, I apologize. I get very gassy when I channel energy, but it never comes out like that. I've never burped like that in my life, but oh well, there's a first for everything. I apologize though if that's offending you. Now, that 1st week, it's so interesting. It's like, where are we going? And I literally, like, I'm seeing red, but it feels empty. Like there's nothing there. So I believe with the 3 of Wands and the Fool card, just be very careful about what you're doing when you take initiative or when you take risky action, because the question mark is, what is the purpose behind this? Where is this leading us? What are we actually getting out of this? What is the outcome? There's directionless action being taken there, and there's a massive question mark over, well, how is this beneficial for us? Now, in the 2nd week of April, we're being shown the Queen of Cups reversed. This Court card can sometimes indicate a prominent figure, a very loving person who we have love for, but we're giving them too much of our love. We're wanting to kind of live up to this person's unrealistic expectation of how our love should be displayed towards them. Now, if it's not necessarily a person, it's this energy of feeling like we're failing a loved one through the way that we are acting or the way that our situation is playing out. It's almost like their love has gone cold. It feels like that 2nd week of April is kind of like us needing to reevaluate what our gut feeling, what our intuition, our gut instincts have been telling us, because something here is not fair in terms of what we can do versus what is being implied for us to do. And I believe with the Queen of Cups reversed, if you're just tuning more into your intuition and to the situation, going more with the flow of the event, then you're going to realize that actually this situation is unfair and I was almost doomed to fail from the beginning. In the sense of, I'm giving this outcome too much weight, and it's not the only be-all end-all, you know, outcome. I believe with that Queen of Cups reversed, we need to kind of reevaluate our expectations or somebody else's expectations of us, being more realistic about what we can do, what we can give, because for some reason, it's like it was an impossible task from the beginning. It's almost like you're at a distance from somebody. This is a very specific message, so it's not going to apply for everyone. You may be at a distance from somebody and they were expecting you to be there on this day, and it's like, well, how was I supposed to get a flight in time to be there? It was impossible. So of course you're going to be disappointed because it was, you know, failed from the beginning. And maybe that's about you having more realistic expectations of me. So I do believe that this is unnecessary emotional drama for you, Sag. It kind of feels like emotional manipulation, if I'm honest with you. It feels like someone taking what they know is impossible, and yes, they feel disappointed, but they're projecting that onto you unfairly. What is going on here with this Queen of Cups reversed? Is there anything I'm missing in that second week of April for Sagittarius? The Five of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, there could be a physical distance here. It just feels like this expectation was doomed from the beginning. The Five of Pentacles reversed is someone being left out in the cold, wanting to come into the warmth. It's sometimes indicative of like a financial matter that was that could not be settled in a very specific way. The only way for it to be settled was for it to change or to progress in a very, like, it kind of feels like this person was expecting you to do something that you couldn't have done anyway. So try not to beat yourself up about it. Money is maybe a factor that's leading to that emotional disappointment. But I think in that second week, when it comes to the Five of Pentacles, you have to look at what you're capable of versus what you have in front of you. And I think that this is cause for you to start creating more opportunity. You might buckle down and try to pull money together to do that in the future, or because of the situation you might go, wow, I wish I had the money to do that. I'm going to try to get a better job, or I wish I had the ability to do that. I'm going to try to restructure my finances and budget. I wish I could be there physically, so in future I'm going to plan a trip to be there, but for whatever reason you can't do it now and you are disappointed, but it's out of your hands with the Five of Pentacles reversed. So keep that in mind, because I don't want you beating yourself up, and I want you to feel like you can communicate that effectively to whoever this person is. In the third week of April, with the Nine of Swords reversed, something is coming to light here. An epiphany is being had. And I believe that this is a recurring thought, so it's not the first time you've thought about this. A subconscious epiphany. Something's coming into awareness here, and the reason it's being highlighted now is because we have the opportunity to act on it now. Maybe in the past we couldn't do anything about it. We are feeling very frustrated in some aspects of our lives, Sag, in April, because there's a lot that you want to do, but you're very confused about how to do it. Now, in the third week of April, there's a thought here, an epiphany that's coming into light because we have the ability to act on it now. What can we do here, Sag? What is going on with Sagittarius spirit in that third week of April? What's going on with Sagittarius in that third week of April? You got to be gentle with yourself, Spirit is saying. You're still kind of a bit limited in what you can do. For some of you, this is to do with physical limitations. Some of you are recovering from illness. So be gentle with yourself, but there is some stuff that you can do. What's going on here, Spirit? We have the Nine of Pentacles talking about your body, your health, your independence, your financial independence for some of you. There's a card on the ground. We have the Moon. So I believe you have the opportunity here to examine information and to share it and to use it to better your physical vessel. So what's happening here is, I believe you're gaining independence and you're gaining stability, either in a financial setting or in a health, your physical body setting, with that Nine of Pentacles. And through that stability and that sense of like accomplishment, you are having the opportunity here to talk to somebody about what you've been through, about some of the heavier thoughts that you've had recently, and you have the chance to have a deep and meaningful conversation in that third week of April. At the very least, it is a point of reflection for you. It is an opportunity to journal and to reflect on what you've been through and what you've been overcoming, and on where you want to move forward and how you want to progress. I feel like you're spending time kind of loving on yourself, a bit of self-care here, an opportunity for you to just kind of spend time with yourself and people who can appreciate you for your achievements, because there is a sense of achievement here, and it feels that it either has to do with your health, your body, or your money, your job, and your career. So for some reason, this has you feeling a little bit mixed about what you had to do in order to get here, and some heavy thoughts are arriving, but there's a hope now. There's a light at the end of the tunnel based on this success. You feel like you can see the way out, and you feel like you're more comfortable expressing those heavier thoughts and feelings and talking about what has happened, at least reflecting on it for yourself and potentially sharing it with people that you love and trust. With the moon here, I don't believe that many of you are going to share it. I think you're going to keep it to yourself and just think about it for yourself, because that moon is highlighting secrecy and hidden thoughts. So for the most part, this is more just about an internal acknowledgement and moving forward, focusing more on your individual success and physical strength. So it's interesting. It's a beautiful, reflective, like a spiritual moment amidst everything else. And I think that this has to do with you gaining independence from this situation as well, and feeling more in control of you as an individual, not letting certain people hold you back because of their disappointments in how things have worked out. So let's have a look at this fourth week here, which will also sort of overlap into that first week of May. We have the Star as your final card. And this Star is a reflection of hope and faith in terms of what the future may bring. You feel like you're innovating something here. I think you're creating an opportunity here. You might be devising a plan, strategizing something. I really believe that you're innovating something there. An idea is coming into fruition for you, Sagittarius, in your beautiful magician mind. It has to do with you moving forward, healing. I feel like for some of you, it has to do with a promise you made to a loved one. You're finally acting upon it. You promised them that you'd do this, and now this is your chance with the Star card in that fourth week of April. It does have to do with healing in some way, but it's more about innovating. Your mind is planning and creating something here. We have the Ten of Swords and the Daughter of Wands. Spirit doesn't necessarily want you to focus on these cards. They're just helping me supplement the energy of your reading. So they're showing to me that you're ending a tough cycle. You feel like you're betraying somebody in a way, but it has to do with you doing the right thing and ending a difficult losing streak that you feel you've been on. This has to do with you thinking differently, trying a different approach, going out of a comfort zone. With the Daughter of Wands reversed, you don't have a lot of experience in what you're pursuing and what you're kind of creating here, but you're eager to learn. In fact, for many of you, you may be learning from somebody else. You may be choosing to walk a path that doesn't have a lot of knowledge. You can't even ask for advice if you wanted to. But with the Daughter of Wands reversed, there's excitement, there's nervousness, there's a lot of courage, and there is a lot of fear as well. So I do believe that this idea has to do with you ending a tough cycle once and for all, fulfilling a promise, and potentially betraying certain people who have certain expectations. But this has to do with you and you wanting wanting to level up, you wanting to add to your character, and you wanting to move forward and try something different. So at the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands confirming this new energy and this innovative, passionate energy. You're seeking new ways of moving forward and gaining inspiration along the way as well. I do sense you pivoting. So try not to make your plans too structured. I feel like the idea may pivot from time to time. You may be very flexible with how this path ahead is walked, but I feel excited for you, Sag. I think that the end of April is going to lead to some beautiful opportunities for you. Let's get some overall advice for the month of April for you. What is the overall advice for Sagittarius in the month of April? Ooh, we have love and gratitude popping out. There's too many cards. Can I get one card, please, Spirit? For Sagittarius in the month of April, what is their main advice for Sagittarius in the month of April? Okay, love really wants to show itself to us, but the card that came out was strength. So to be fair, love and strength can go hand in hand. Having love can be a very strong character trait, but I think with strength being reversed, your biggest advice is to not be too stubborn and to be flexible about the road ahead. To not be stubborn and to be flexible, especially with Virgo here in the reverse. I don't think you should necessarily create the most detailed plan for yourself in the month of April. It's more about exploring information and then being able to be flexible and pivot off information as the situation develops. I believe with the number 19 here, you have to know when to try something new and to not be too stubborn in persevering through a challenging situation. You have to know when to call it a day. I do see you calling it a day at the beginning of the month and then pivoting into a new direction by the end of the month. I believe this new direction will pull out different qualities of your personality, will show you different aspects, different strengths of your personality. And I believe that the way to overcome your challenges in the month of April is with patience, as well as not being stubborn. So be patient, be flexible, and ensure that you're staying open to creative solutions. That's what I see for you, Sagittarius, when it comes to the month of April. I hope that was a helpful message for you. You're welcome to come back throughout the month to see if it resonates more as the month progresses. If this reading didn't 100% resonate, you may have messages in your sun, moon, rising, or other aspects of your natal chart. I would love to have you back in the next month. So if you are new, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date and have your notification bell on as well. I wish you a wonderful, prosperous, abundant month, Sagittarius, and I shall connect with you very, very soon. Bye.